Alright guys, I just wanted to check in with you and see where you're at. I know that I had down that I would like for you guys to be at least doing DNA, but I know that the kids here in class did not get that far, so I want to go over some of that a little bit with you. I can show you what the kids in class were supposed to do. They labeled, which isn't that difficult, they labeled which one they had, a male versus female. They wrote down and showed all the phenotypes for their monsters. So if you're at home doing a male, then you are going to have I don't know. You're going to show me is your male blue or red? I don't know if you're doing body color, or I had some kids do like, do they have armpit hair or not, or they have tails. So you're going to write down those 5 traits that you want to look at on your monster and tell me what you have for those. You're going to tell me what is dominant. So if you tell me your monster has a tail, well, is the other trait no tail? Is it tail versus no tail? If so, which one's dominant? You've got to tell me that. And the easiest way to do that, and I think I showed you guys this on the previous video, and I know I showed them in class, is to just do a chart and have your traits. Let's just say, for instance, tail. You could say dominant is tail. Recessive. Now this is just me doing it real quick. No tail. And then what does your monster have? Maybe you have a tail and it's dominant, so you're going to be capital D, lowercase d. All right, or any letter you want to use. But you're going to do that for all 5 traits. And you're going to color in your monster or draw on your monster what you have. Now, here's what I would like for them. This is what they're going to work on Monday and what I would like for you guys to work on also. Now, they're working at tables of groups, of their groups. So they're partners. So I'm going to be like, okay, partners, one of you are going to do the dominant traits. One of you are going to do the recessive traits. All right, and what I'm hoping to start is all of this right here. Now, I don't know if they'll finish it tomorrow, but we're starting it. So here's what they're going to do and for you at home, just pick one. Pick one of them. Be like, I'm going to do all my dominant traits. So let's say that tail is your dominant trait. So for tail, you're going to say, okay, I'm going to use tail. And my amino acids. What do you want your amino acids to be? Maybe I want them to be, oh gosh. And we need to go back real quick. Let me go back to this. It has to be 12 letters long. So each gene has to have at least 9 letters for codons. But then you have to use a stop codon like UAA. All right, so we need 3 codons. Really, we need 3 codons because this at least 9 letters. But it says 12 letters all together, and the last one has to be UAA or some stop codon. Okay, so I'm going to go, all right, that's not what I wanted. I'm going to go back here and go to this. I'm going to go, okay, it's tail. And for tail, I'm going to have maybe cis, fly, blue, and then stop. And so then I would go up and I would say, okay, my mRNA for this is UAA. And I'm not for sure what cis, fly, and blue are. You guys are going to have to use one of those charts, and if you need one, I'll post one here with this. Or you can use one that we've used previously. I'll have them out in class for them to use. But they're going to have to remember this, my mRNA is what gives me my amino acids. So that's why I put UAA right here. Now I would go backwards and say, okay, well my tRNA then would be AUU. Then I'm going to do my DNA. My second strand of DNA is, so your U will go to A. Now A is going to be a T. And then for my first strand of DNA, it's going to be TAA. All right, so this is a little bit more in depth than what we did with the SNORCs. With the SNORCs, we went DNA, mRNA, amino acid. But what we're doing here is here's our strand of DNA. What would happen if we just duplicated that DNA to the second strand? Now let's use that second strand to get our messenger RNA. Now, what happens is that the tRNA comes down and brings the amino acid, but it's really your mRNA that is coding for that. That's why it's called the codon. All right, so I know that's a lot of information all at once, but this would be all your DNA for the tail, for your trait 1. So this would be trait 1. You would do all that for trait 1, then you would go to trait 2. And like I said, if you at home, if you're like, I'm going to do all the dominant traits, do that. I'm not making you do the recessive because they're only doing half of it here in class. One of them will do dominant and their partner will do the recessive. So it's not fair to make you guys do it all. So pick maybe your dominant trait for trait 2 and be like, it's body color and I've got red versus blue. Red's dominant, so I'm going to come up with, I'm working backwards. I like to do my amino acids first and work backwards. Now you don't have to. You could say, ooh, I've got red body color is dominant, and I'm going to go, G, A, C, C, can't have a U, C, C, T, A, C, A. Here's the problem. This is why I work backwards. How do you know what your stop is going to be? I can work backwards from stop. So I just think it's easier to work backwards, but you guys can do whatever is most comfortable for you. But as far as Monday goes, I'm assuming that, I'm hoping that they get through that part by Monday. If not, some of them may have to start on Tuesday doing some of that. But that is our goal. That's the goal I'm going to set for them on Monday, is to try to come close to having that done or completely finished. All right? If you want to work ahead, you can. I have that long video that kind of explains all of this, but each day I will be kind of breaking this down into parts and posting a video. So if there's any questions, if you have any questions at all over that, let me know, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.